great to be back. It's been 5 long months and we've been missing you. It's great that you come back to see us. This year, we've been fortunate enough, we're going to get to do 4 more TV specials. We got music running out our ears. It's going to be great. Today, we got special guests, and we had them all together at the Arkansas Country Gospel Music Association event in March, and they were great. It's live, it's raw, it's gospel music at its best, it's country gospel at its best, and you're gonna love it. And we've been talking to people who's been writing us and texting us and emailing us from Africa, from Australia, from India, from all over the world. It's just been great. Who knew that God was going to bless us in such a way that this would be spread out to where we'd be getting correspondence from all over the world about people who love the gospel, who love country gospel, and God is blessing us, and we hope today that we bless you, and you're going to get a taste of Arkansas Country Gospel Association members today, and I think you're going to love it. And to kick things off, I'm going to start with a brand new song, Just Find Jesus. It's brand new for me, but this is an old Del Rey song, and you may know it, but it's new for me, and I think you're going to like it.
Y'all having a good time tonight? Yeah. We got refreshments when I get through. When you get to heaven, after the trumpet sound, and you decide to look me up, don't waste your time looking all around. I won't be in my mansion, I won't be beside the crystal sea. Just find Jesus, there I'll be. I want to see the unseen arm that held me through the storm. Touch the hands that touched and completely changed my heart. I want to feel the touch that came for me. Just find Jesus, and there I'll be. Step through those pearly gates, such beauty I'll behold. Walls of jasper strong, and I'll walk down Golden Street. The splendor will be amazing. There's only one attraction for me. Just find Jesus, and there I'll be. I want to see the unseen arm that held me through the storm. Just find Jesus, and there I'll be. Just find Jesus, there I'll be. Thank you very much. Just find Jesus. To do that, you're going to have to put him number one in this life.
You know, in life, if you're like me, you make a lot of mistakes and you have to start over and you have to do it again. Sometimes I've had to do things 4 or 5 different times before I got it right. And you just get those second chances. You get to repeat it, do it over, try again. But one of these days, we're going to cross from this life to eternity, and there's not going to be any repeats for life. There's not going to be any second chances at life. And so we got to get it right the first time. We got to make friends with Jesus Christ so that he will stand with us when we stand before the good Lord and give an account for what we did in this life and how we did what we did. So we had a good songwriter friend send us a song, Miss Lacey Harrison, and she's a great Arkansas girl, great songwriter, and she sent us this song, and I looked at it and I thought about it, and it's a really good song. The words are really powerful, and you take a listen as I try to sing No Repeats.
You can't put time in a bottle, gotta live life full throttle. If I took back the years held by my fears, I let nothing hold me down. Stop the excuses, never mind the bumps and bruises. Defy the limits, make a difference somehow. Put God as number one, work hard till the day is done. Have more hits than misses, family hugs and kisses, make promises to keep, holding line. There's no repeat. Take time to know my neighbor, lend a hand to a stranger. Go the extra mile, show the world my smile. Someone needs it. Hear the angel's wisdom, see life through the eyes of children. Never give up, no matter what happens. Put God as number one, work hard till the day is done. Have more hits than misses, family hugs and kisses, make promises to keep, golden line. There's no repeat. Be ready to forgive, live life with no regret. 'Cause can't, never could, and won't, never would. So I make my heart begin every chance I get. But God's number one, work hard till the day is done. Have more hits than misses, family hugs and kisses, make promises to keep, holding line. There's no repeat. Make promises to keep, holding line. There's no repeat. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out tonight. I know we've kept you a little bit late. We didn't realize we had so many people interested.
Next, we're going to do an interview with a guy that's been on most of these TV specials that we've done, Mr. John Talley. Now, this guy has a vast array of past. He's been everything except for an airline pilot, I think. But he's a cowboy at heart, and he loves Jesus. And so let's get right into visiting with John Talley and listen to maybe a song that he's got for us tonight. I think you're going to enjoy this interview. Well, today we have a really good guest with us, a good friend. You've seen him on some of the shows we had last year, but Mr. John Talley. And John, we're glad to have you here. It's been a minute since we got together.
It's good to be here. I didn't think they were going to let me in.
Well, they'll always let you in. It's letting you out you got to worry about. Back in the day, you played a little bit of everywhere and a whole lot of nowhere probably, but
More nowhere.
You know,
I'm a real nowhere man.
Your claim to fame is playing with White Horse, and when
That wasn't much claim to fame.
when Christian rock and roll first got started, and but you're a great musician, harmonica player, guitar player, songwriter, and we got some live stuff we're gonna show where we caught you doing some music with the Garrett sisters, no less. That must have been fun. But so how's it been going?
Good. Good.
Well,
Can't complain. You know.
yeah. So you still playing at the Cowboy Church on Sunday? And
Every Sunday I'm there,
yeah.
which is most every Sunday.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Background or where you headed, and your music or whatever.
Played here and there in restaurants and bars and things for years, and just really got tired of it, burned out on it, restaurants and that, and so I quit for a long time, probably 10 years. I didn't do anything, and got to go into the Cowboy Church, and those people are really wonderful, and they really just made me want to play music again,
Yeah.
especially gospel music. So I like to feel like I'm contributing, you know.
Yeah.
And if the people, you know, get into what you're doing, you know, and you feel like you're a part of it, you know, I just like to play the harmonica and you know, help everybody else, you know, come across with the songs really more than I like playing myself. Just being a part of it, you know, feeling like you're a part of the mix. You know?
Yeah, you know that used to be a side blessing to when we played on the road and stuff, and we had the buses and we was going up and down the road, had 8 or 10 people, and the fellowship was about as big a deal as the actual playing in the churches, and feeling like you belonged to something that was worthwhile and stuff. There's just a feeling there when you feel like you're contributing to a good cause, and best cause that you can think of is sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ.
I think it's just, everybody's got a light to shine. And I think if you've got a light to shine, you ought to shine it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what God meant us to do with what He gave us.
Well, there's some truth to that, and you can probably shine a light in a place that I maybe couldn't. And I might be able to shine a light someplace maybe you could. Not that we can't, but we can't be everywhere all the time.
I think like I could play places where I could get accepted and get the chance to shine a light more than somebody that didn't play like I do, or you know, the style of music that I do, or didn't look like me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
It's,
and just different locations. So let your
Right.
light shine, and take the talent that God give you, whatever it is, and use it for Him, and see what becomes of it. You know, it's not always about the money or the fame. It's about encouraging somebody to accept Jesus Christ and what He did for us.
It's planting seeds.
Yeah.
You know, if you can just plant seeds, some of us are meant to plant seeds, and some of us are meant to cultivate, and
Yeah, the
some
apostle.
of us are meant to harvest. You
Yeah,
know.
the apostle Paul said that, you know, I plant and Apollos waters, and God
I'm more
gives
of a ground
increase.
tiller, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it is, and there's all kinds of seeds, and
There's a job for everybody, you know. God gives everybody something to do, and I don't think He expects you to do what you can't do. You know, I don't. Like I said, I'm more of a ground tiller and a seed sower. I don't think that I'm not much into the harvest area, where I've never considered myself anything of a, you know, a preacher or a minister or
Yeah.
anything like that. What I do, I can do with a song,
yeah.
you know.
When you can tell a story in a song, it goes a long ways, and that's, you know, the thing that I like. I like the different styles of different people and all, but the thing that's common is the ones who can tell the story while they're singing and playing or whatever. That's the ones who going to touch people's hearts. 'Cause, to be that guy who can story tell and put a little background music to his story that he's telling, it's great. So here in a minute we're going to show a song that we recorded with you live in Benton, Arkansas. But before we get to that, who's some of your influences when you were coming up?
Well, you know, you always hear people say, well, and this is because we're old folks now. When I was little, I remember hearing the Grand Ole Opry on my grandpa's, you know, front porch on that. So, you know, they always played country music, but like a lot of people here, you know, say when I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, I was 6 years old and I was gone then, you know, and when I got on up a little older, you know, growing up in the 60s, it was so much influence, you know, because we had TV, you know, and the radio, always had the radio right there, and I was just glued to the radio all the time. But I really got it, the Beatles and Bob Dylan, that kind of music, and then later on Tom Petty. But I got into contemporary Christian music in the middle 70s, and it was like Keith Green, Phil Keaggy, Resurrection Band, John and Terry Talbot, you know, people like that.
Yeah.
And I was really, from the mid-70s on, I mean, I always heard the radio, and we always, you know, so I gathered it from everybody. I was just a sponge, you know, and I was always a rock and roller. So I got into the driving guitars, you know, more than anything.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of your big-time rock and roll musicians all got off into an era when they actually did gospel albums and stuff. Now, because of their fame as, you know, rock and roll or country or something, a lot of those albums kind of got overlooked, but they put them out there.
Well, I guess the big monumental point in my life was when Bob Dylan came out with the Slow Train Coming album, and it was, you know, was Bob Dylan sold out. He's a Christian now, you know, and I think that was probably the biggest one influence. I still play, this is what, 40 years later, and I still play those 3 gospel albums that he made.
We're going to play this song that we recorded live when you were with us in Benton, Arkansas, and the Garrett sisters were there, and they sang with you. And it's an old.
We were having fun.
It was an old song, and
we were having fun.
Everybody knows it. It's got a little bit of that John Talley drive to it, and it'll be a little different for some people, but it'll be great. Old Gospel Ship, and if you hadn't ever heard the Old Gospel Ship by John Talley, you missed something, and you're going to enjoy this. The Old Gospel Ship with John Talley and the Garrett sisters.
To sing, yeah, that's why I'm gonna sing. See, and with this joy with you, I'm gonna share. Well, now I'm gonna take a trip on that good old gospel ship, and I'm gonna go sailing through the air. Well, now I'm gonna take a trip on that good old gospel ship. I'm going far beyond the sky. Well, I'm gonna shout and sing until the heavens start to ring. Then I'm gonna bid this old cruel world goodbye. Well, now sometimes I just can't wait, and I ain't gonna hesitate. Gonna spend a lot more time in prayer. Well, 'cause when my ship comes in and I'm leaving this whole world of sin, my friend, well, I'm gonna go sailing through the air. Well, I'm gonna take a trip on that good old gospel ship. I'm headed far beyond the sky. That's right. Well, I'm gonna shout and sing until the heavens start to ring. I'll be a bidding this old cruel world goodbye. That's right. Now you might be ashamed of me, but now you ain't got no call to be called. Jesus is the King of Kings, and he said I'm his heir. Well, now anything else you might find is gonna blow off and get left behind when old John Boy goes sailing through the air. Right. Well, I'm gonna take a trip on that good old gospel ship. I'm going far beyond the sky. Well, I'm gonna shout and sing till the heavens start to ring. Well, I'll be a bidding this old cruel world goodbye. Well, I'm gonna take a trip on that good old gospel ship. I'm sailing far beyond the skies. Well, I'm gonna shout and sing until the heavens start to ring. Well, then I'll be be a bed in this old world goodbye. That's right. When I'm gonna shout and sing until the heavens start to ring and ring. When I'll be a bed in this old cool world. Come on. I'll be a bed in this old cool world. I'll be a bed in this old cool world. Goodbye. Can kiss my soul goodbye. That's right.
That's pretty good. That's just pretty good stuff, John. You probably couldn't get no better harmony singers than them girls to back you up on that. But
They're just not there.
But the old guitar was cranking there, and you know, on the other videos that we've had with you, you've kind of filled in and played with us some, and you played harmonica most of the time. But you got to get the old guitar out and been a few strings there. It's great, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it. I know that it like you say, it's good music. It's good music, and it's got a good message. And I can't wait when we get on that old gospel ship. We'll have one of them ship tours.
Be a gospel cruise.
Yeah,
We're cruising.
So we'll see you next time around, John, and we've enjoyed it.
Well, thank you much. Thanks for having me here.
This next group that we got coming up tonight, you have seen them, you have heard them, in your conversation with us, you have told us how much you love them, and that's the Hills. And they're going to come up here and sing us a song entitled Living Like a King. And you know, when we're living for God and we have the faith that the Bible teaches us that we need to have, we can live like a king. We don't have to worry about what's going on here and there and yonder. We don't have to worry about if we got enough money or don't have enough money, because God always takes care of us in the end. It might be a little tight, but still we know that He's taking care of us and our needs are going to be met. So give a listen to the Hills as they sing Living Like a King.
This old house ain't much to look at. It's about to fall. If it lasts a little longer, I won't need it at all. I'm just about to move to the place of my dreams, where I can live forever, living like a king. Since I found my way to Calvary, where I was born again, I went there a beggar, I came back a rich man. And the cross now marks the spot where God gave me everything. So don't feel sorry for me, I'm living like a king. See my mansion Jesus went to build. There's 1,000 cattle on 1,000 hills, Crystal River flowing, choir of angels sing. I can live forever, living like a king. Since I found my way to Calvary, where I was born again, I went there a beggar, I came back a rich man. And the cross now marks the spot where God gave me everything. So don't feel sorry for me, I'm living like a king. No, don't feel sorry for me. I'm living like a king. Are you living like a king tonight or a pauper? If you're living like a king, say amen. Hallelujah.
So this next song is a song that we use to open and close the program with. But we're doing music and stuff that we got hold of from the Country Gospel Music Association. And I do this song live. I do everything live sometimes. But anyway, so it's not really a new song to you, but it's a song I wrote, and we've had real good success with it, and it always comes across a little bit different when you do it live, and it's just something about the feedback from the audience and how they receive a song and stuff. It just gives it a life of its own sometimes. So we're going to do A Man Named Jesus, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you're ever around Arkansas on the second Saturday of each month, the Arkansas Country Gospel Music Association gets together in Benton, Arkansas, and you don't never really know who's going to show up that night. Come and see. I promise that if they're getting on stage, they're good. And you'll enjoy yourself. So let's see how this song works with a live audience. A Man Named Jesus.
Tennessee whiskey could never set me free. Water and wine could never save this soul of mine. A handful of pills could never seal the deal. But a man named Jesus set me free. He saved my soul at a place called Calvary. There they hung him on an old tree. There he shed his blood for me. Oh, I love that man hanging on that old tree. Fistful of dollars, starch white collar, trusty old cowboy hat, and a big old man. A big fine house, or an old shack. But a man named Jesus set me free. He saved my soul at a place called Calvary. There they hung him on an old tree. There he shed his blood for me. Oh, I love that man hanging on that old tree. Thank you very much.
This next group, I told y'all last year when Galinda came to Branson with us and did some harmony work, if you ever got a chance to hear the Garrett sisters, you didn't want to pass that up. Well, we have a treat because they're at the Arkansas Country Gospel Music Association this month, and we got some video of them girls singing. They got their live band there, and it's going to be great. And you're going to get to see and hear the Garrett sisters not only sing, but we're going to do an interview with them, and these ladies know what it's all about. It's not a show to them. This is serious business when it comes singing the gospel and sharing the word of testimony about Jesus Christ and what he's done for us. So you take a listen to the Garrett sisters, and I promise you'll be hooked on them when this is over. Well, here we are again, and now we have the Garrett sisters with us, and you're going to love this. These girls are great. They're a lot of fun, and as many sisters as I got, I'm not sure if these are actually sisters or they just been around so long they seem like part of that large number of girls that runs around my house. But it's great, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves because I have nicknames for them, and we'll leave that alone. So y'all just help yourself, be who you want to be.
Well, I'm Debbie Brenneman, Debbie Garrett Brenneman.
And I'm Glenda Garrett Porter.
And I'm Reba Garrett Pennington. And I'm the oldest.
And this is the Garrett sisters. And they have a live band, and we love working with them. One of the few gospel groups running around that actually has a brass section. That's pretty cool. But we've worked with them off and on for a long time. And so it's great to have y'all here. And y'all sang with John Talley a few nights ago when we were in Benton. And we got some stuff where y'all were working, and y'all let John sit in and play with y'all, and he was loving it. And
We loved it too.
But now that guy's a horse of a different color, but y'all don't need no help. Y'all are good. And so tell me about, or tell them about yourself. I might know things I don't need to tell.
Well, we started this is going on our 8th year, actually, and we managed to keep a live band for going on our 8th year. That's a miracle in itself right there.
We all love each other, and we all love the Lord, and we just like to have a good time, like a big, happy family.
Well, I always say that too, you know, a live band, one thing about people that play, my husband's a drummer, and, you know, Clarence Robinson plays the sax, and we have Benny Bennett on the bass, and we have Marlene Taylor on the keyboard, and we have fill-ins sometimes, which Jenny has filled in as our keyboard player, and so has Norma Cruz. And we're just so blessed to have some fill-ins because you always need that backup. But I've always felt like people that play instruments, that's how they worship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so when you have a live band that wants to play, they worship God playing that guitar, playing those drums, playing that sax, you know. That's their way to worship. And
Well, you know, we kept the same exact band together for 10 years. No change whatsoever.
yeah, that's
And
awesome.
that group, the first thing out of their mouth was, "You don't get no more money than that in an offering?"
It's truly a gift of love because you know the band that has stayed with us, they never ask about money, and you know I want to bless them every time we go someplace, but sometimes we don't get blessed quite as much.
Well,
but they're so willing to give to the Lord. And through music, you know, I was always inspired by music growing up. As in a Christian home, music was the center of ours. You know, I mean, we listened to Jubilee on Sunday morning getting ready for church, and we sung together. Debbie and I are just a year and a half apart, so we sang together in church as little bitty girls growing up.
And Reba.
And, Reba would too.
I was the elder.
Then, we kind of went to different churches as we got older, and our mom always wanted us to join, get together and have a group. And as we got older and the kids got a little more, grown up and stuff, that we decided to do. Well, God just put it together. We didn't decide; it just worked out.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a miracle how we started singing in the first place. And it's been going on. We've lost our parents since then, and I feel like Mother knew ahead of time that this would keep us together as a family too. To keep ministering together.
But if one person is touched, it's worth
Yes,
it. If
that's
one
right.
person, if
Amen.
one person comes back to the Lord, if one person is introduced to Jesus Christ, it's worth everything we've done. Every piece of equipment we've hauled all over the place. These
Yeah.
old bodies have hauled, and
And sitting
it's
out in the
worth it,
heat. and-
because that's what we're here for.
Yes.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here to help. We're the Lord's hands and feet. We're His body. We're His hands and His feet. If we don't do what He calls us to do, well,
I got the chance to do this TV stuff, which was not anything I ever thought would be in my view or reach. I never give it much thought. It was just, you got to be something else other than me to do that. But God provided a way. The people, the finances so far have come
Yes.
and I've never, I don't believe I've ever sat on one of these TV shows and asked for anybody to send a penny. I've asked God on the backside, send dollars, but I've not asked people to send anything. But I get to bring some people on and let them share the gospel. And when we first aired, the TV station got flooded with stuff from out of the country, people who wanted to see another Joe Chambers Family and Friend.
Praise the Lord.
The American Cowboy, and they was trying to figure out who the American Cowboy, because that term was not used on any program that they had, preaching or anything else. And they
should have wore
were
our cowboy hats.
and they were saying they want to see more of the American Cowboy. And so they did what they do, and they realized that this program had a huge following outside the United States. And then they went to, they picked up Australia, and we started getting some attention from Australia. And the last 3 weeks, I have been flooded with people contacting me who've seen this TV programs that we did from Africa.
Wow.
And they're all pastors.
Awesome.
Or just every day. I get to share the gospel around the world, and I get to share that opportunity with people that I've worked with all these years. And so we've known each other almost all of our lives, and none of us ever thought we were going to be, sharing the gospel over the whole world. The Bible said, share the gospel at home first,
Yeah.
and then in the othermost parts of the world. And lo and behold, we've been in the othermost parts of the world now.
He does amazing things, doesn't he?
Yes.
Like Debbie said, when just giving your talent, then God takes
that,
care of it.
That little bit,
Yeah, he takes
We're going to do On Time God right now that y'all did at Benton New Life. And this is a great song, and people are going to enjoy it. And I'm sure that this song is still touching people today.
Well, he's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, children of Israel trapped at the Red Sea by that mean old Pharaoh and his old army. They had water all around them. Pharaoh was on their backs. But out of nowhere, God stepped in. He cut a highway just like that. 'Cause he's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, he's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. 'Cause he's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. Well, you can ask the 5,000 hungry souls he fed on the banks of the river with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. Oh, what a miracle he performed for the multitude. Oh, and what he did way back then, he'll do today for me and you. 'Cause he's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, he's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. May not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. 'Cause you know, he was on time for Daniel in that lion's den. He was on time for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in that fiery furnace. He was on time for Jairus' daughter. And he was on time for the woman with the issue of blood. He was on time for Stephen as he took his last breath. And he was on time for the thief on the cross when he trusted Jesus. And Jesus said, "This day thou shalt be with me in paradise." He's on time for me and he's on time for you. He's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He is Jehovah Jireh, our provider. He is Jehovah Shalom, our peace. It is in him that we live and move and have our very being. And I tell you now, oh yes, I tell you, he's an on-time God. Oh yes, he is. Oh, he's an on-time God. Oh yes, he is. May not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. 'Cause he's an on-time God. Oh yes, he is. He's on time. He's on time. He's on time. He's on time. Well, he's an on-time God. Yes, he's an on-time God. Yes, he's an on-time God. Oh, yes, he is. He's on time every time. Thank y'all so much.
And he is an on-time God.
Yes.
And he's always been right on time for me, and I've known y'all for a long time. He's been on time for y'all.
Yes.
Had sickness and stuff. Children, they get hurt and stuff, but God has always been there.
Yes.
And so he's just an on-time God. And sometimes it seems like we're in the fire. But he's in the fire with us.
Yes.
He's still in the fire. We're not ever going to go through anything that he didn't experience.
You know what
somehow.
always, I'm sorry, but you know what always gets, what encourages me is when the children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were in that fire, the only thing that burned was the chains that held them. So even though we go through fiery trials, the Lord will use that to get things off of us that we need to let go of, that are binding us, that have us bound.
Yes.
And then we can be freer. So he uses everything. That's the beautiful thing about the God we serve, is no matter what we go through in life, he can use that to cause us to grow a little deeper in him, to reach a little
Definitely.
higher depths, higher heights and deeper depths. And, you know, it's amazing. It amazes me how if we will just commit everything to God, he will use it for his glory and to help us become more like him. Because that's what we want, right?
Yes.
That's what we want.
And he's with us.
Well, my mama read a story from the Bible long ago about Shadrach, Meshach, and that old Abednego. How the wicked king commanded they be thrown into the flame because they would not bow and then deny their father's name. Well, mama said the king stood high upon a balcony so tall. When he looked in, well, he was shocked by all the things he saw, 'cause he thought that he would find them lying dead upon the ground. But instead of 3, he counted 4 up walking all around. Then I said, Mama, wait a minute, there's one thing that I must know. If 3 went in and 3 came out, then where'd that 4th man go? And I never shall forget it as Mama danced across the floor. These are the words I heard her say as she shouted through the door. She said, he's still in the fire and he's walking in the flame, and he'll be there to help you when you call on Jesus' name. And he can still deliver by his almighty power. While here below, it's good to know he's still in the fire. Well, he's still in the fire and he's walking in the flame, and he'll be there to help you when you call on Jesus' name. And he can still deliver by his almighty power. While here below, it's good to know he's still in the fire. While here below, it's good to know he's still in the fire. He's in the fire. Well, now, my friends, you may be destined to face life's hottest flames, but I'm glad that I can tell you, through the power of his name, not one flame of fire will touch you. You'll come through it and you'll tell. Yesterday, today, forever, God is still alive and well. Well, he's still in the fire and he's walking in the flame, and he'll be there to help you when you call on Jesus' name. And he can still deliver by his almighty power. While here below, it's good to know he's still in the fire. While here below, it's good to know he's still in the fire. He's in the fire.
Thank you.
Well, that's about it for this time. But don't you never worry. We got some stuff that we're working on that you're going to enjoy later in the year. We'll be back. And we hope that you've enjoyed Joe Chambers, Family and Friends. And we hope you tell your friends and your relatives that they need to take a look at Joe Chambers, Family and Friends on Abundant TV Network. And it's streaming, and you can go in there and pick it up about any time you want to. And just share it. And don't forget to write or get with us on Messenger or Facebook or whatever, and let us know how you enjoy it. And we'll see you next time.
We would like to thank you for watching Joe Chambers, Family and Friends. If you would like to contact Joe, even if it's just to say hello, or to let us know what part of the world you're watching the show from, you can do that by emailing Joe at justjoe26@yahoo.com. And remember, Joe is available for personal appearances and performances. If you would like to contact Joe regarding these things, contact Joe at justjoe26@yahoo.com. Once again, thank you for watching Joe Chambers, Family and Friends, and we will see you next time.
Hang on that old tree. He saved my soul at a place called Calvary. There they hung him on an old tree. There he shed his blood for me. Oh, I love that man. Hey.